You get to see all the wires and things that go into being audible in a podcast.
It's a little weird for us to record together like this live because we normally can't see each other when we do it. Oh, you printed it out? That's cool.
I was an elementary school teacher. Of course I printed it
I have
out.
bad news for you.
Yeah.
We changed everything.
Everything has changed from... See all this?
Yeah.
You can just rip that page.
At the Table with the Dice Tower.
Episode 67.
Live from Dice Tower West 2026.
Welcome to At the Table with the Dice Tower, a podcast about games and the people who play them. This time we are live in Vegas for one night only to bring a tale of horror to life, take questions from the audience, share blackjack strategies, and round up some roses, thorns, and hula hoops. I'm Eric Sumerrer.
I'm Julie Ahern.
And I'm Tom Vasel. And it's not night.
One
not one
afternoon
day.
only.
And
We're
we're
here
here for
live.
more one day. What are you talking about?
It's true. I wrote this days ago.
I flew in and boy are my arms tired.
Waka waka.
Anyhow, alrighty. Well, hey, we are here at the convention live, Dice Tower West, bigger than ever, and it seems to be going really well. I want to say a couple things. I'm really happy. The library here is so cool with all kinds of. They've really upped the library.
The
at Dice Tower
library
West.
is amazing.
I'm really happy. Themed Star Trek pictures.
Sure. And
Better
like-
Star Wars stuff.
And it's really fun to browse. So you've got little sections of here's all the space games together, and it's all been decorated, and there's
Here's all the play to wins together.
yeah. Here's all of the. Sometimes it's clustered by designer. Sometimes it's clustered by location. Here are all the Las Vegas games together. It's just really fun to walk around and just explore.
It is. I'm stealing half the ideas. I'm going to fix up the Dice Tower East Library, which is still better. But it's a much closer race now. Like, I was just running and looking in the stands, and now they're like right here. And I'm like, got to go fast again. So that's good, though.
gotta keep you on your toes.
But I'm really happy. I like to see that. I've seen lots of different games being played. I cannot say what the game of the con is because there's so many different games being played.
Sure.
I think the one I've seen being played the most is Speakeasy, but that could just be the same game that I'm seeing over and over and over again.
It's true. Trying to get into some of the hot games is tricky for some of these longer ones. If you're not there right at the beginning of the day when everything opens up, you keep swooping by and are you done yet? No. Are you done? You going to be done soon? No. Okay. And if the timing doesn't work out, you don't quite get to sit down there.
How's life in Demoville?
It's busy. So I will say again, a growing convention and all of you coming and participating. I can remember years past where the demo zone had games set up and lots of empty seats, and so a few people wandering around. And now it's like I looked around and everybody's playing games. Every table is full. Everybody's excited for the games to be played, and that's in the 30 seconds I've had in between games because my table has been full for the last 2 days.
Because of Julie.
No.
They all wanna see
because
you.
of the games.
What games are you demoing?
So all the Van Rider games. So yesterday we did Garden Guest in the morning, and then Detective and Final Girl. This morning, Gateway Island, Detective, Final Girl, and tomorrow, Enemies and Lovers, Detective, Final Girl.
All right.
I saw someone playing Detective at a table over there, and I was like, I don't know if I should boot them out of the con. It's a solo game.
I don't think anybody from that last game is here, but I will say, it was supposed to end at 3, and I was like, hi, we're going to solve this fast because I have somewhere to be at 3, and I also have to pack up this game. So
You started just giving out clues?
Right. No, I didn't give out clues.
She showed
but
a picture
I did,
of the bad guy.
I
Which
absolutely,
one?
it was like, hey, so you're looking for, at this point, what do we think we're looking for? I don't think we're looking for motive anymore. I think we're looking for the items. And who stole the items? Because you all know who stole the items. So maybe I'll go question him again, please. Thank you. So,
Well, now you know if you're doing poorly at this game, find someone who has to go somewhere
right.
to be the chisel.
I once had to end an escape room. I was running an escape room at a convention, and we were running out of time for the next group to start.
Yeah.
And I basically had to tell them, you didn't figure it out. You're done. You're not going to be able to finish this. And they were so disappointed because usually, especially the board game versions, you don't just stop. Yeah, if you're at an escape room at the mall or something, or
It
at
stops.
a
There's a
facility,
timer,
it stops.
right.
But it's so disappointing when that happens, and to have to like rush through a mystery like that, I know it's sort of, I don't like it.
I don't. Yeah, we went to an escape room, my family and I, in Miami, that one of our listeners got for me, and it was very nice of them. But we went through it. It wasn't a great escape room. There was lots of red herrings, and red herrings shouldn't be in escape rooms.
There's nothing wrong with red herrings.
Yeah, for kids there is. When there's piles of stuff on the
right.
table and it doesn't mean anything, and you spend
right.
time looking at it, and also
All
yes, there
right.
is. But we got like pretty close to the ending, and so the guy's like, "You didn't make it." We're like, "Okay, so what was the solution?" He said, "You'll have to come play again to find out."
Oh, that's mean.
It's not going to happen, right? I'm not going to be like, "Let's do it again."
Oh, you know like 75% of it already, just rush through it to get to the
Like,
end?
I'm
Why would you-
amazing. Look at how fast I've solved this to this to this.
Wow.
Like there's like a
Yeah.
key thing, and like, well, what was in there? He's like, "Well, too bad."
Have to come back and
Yeah,
pay whatever it was to come
Well,
back
we
in.
never went back.
Of course not.
So anyhow, we're playing lots of games here. What have we been playing? I'll start with you since I see a blank space there. Putting it. Oh no, it's a full page.
We got
Here's
hand-
my list.
That's a huge list.
I have a list.
All right, well, never mind. We're not going.
No, so I had a list of games I wanted to play, and I got to quite a few of them. The only heavier game I got to play was Galactic Cruise. And we also played Sanibel together. Don't make that face.
We're going to put a pin in this Galactic Cruise. We will come back to this
Yes.
in a future episode.
Oh, it was that memorable?
Yes.
I'm sorry, you were there for it.
I checked in on you a couple times.
Yes.
Okay.
So, what have I played? I have played Three Witches, Finspan, Star Wars Battle of Hoth, where I decimated Jason.
Is this Jason Levine?
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
And it was
this is marvelous.
a truly enjoyable experience.
I know the feeling.
Yep.
Was he happy about being decimated?
No.
No.
Nope. Sure wasn't. There was cackling and chortling and snickering and a victory dance.
I know this exact feeling.
No, there wasn't, but yes. Tea Garden, played Tea Garden. We played Sanibel together.
Annabelle.
I taught Formaggio because somebody was reading the rule book, and I immediately walked over and said, "Do you need to know help?" We've played it a lot in my gaming group. So I helped, and then I got sucked into the game because they had space for one more player. And I taught on stage.
Ah.
Okay, so you're demoing games all day,
Yeah,
and you did all that.
yeah.
Have you done this?
I don't think I've played that many games.
I know. We're slacking.
Oh,
I am
apparently.
on a mission. I only get so many times to play games that aren't games I am either assessing or
Which is terrible.
developing.
Which is better?
I don't mind either of them, but there's very rare times where I get to just sit and play a game. So, yep, I maximized and I didn't have to build a booth because I just had the table at this time.
That's easy.
Well, you
So-
mentioned all those games. Was any of them a hula hoop? Sorry, I always forget the terms.
Was any of them a hula hoop? Well, Star Wars Battle of Hoth was absolutely a hula hoop for so many different reasons. I don't.
That sentence has never been said before.
That is true.
Well, there's that. There was the getting to play it with somebody who was definitely enamored with it and definitely expected to win, and didn't,
I'm very proud of you right now.
and was real sad. I haven't played a lot of the Star Wars properties in general, so I was pleasantly surprised with gameplay. And it went really fast, so it was a good, it didn't overstay its welcome. All of it was very enjoyable, and not that I was expecting to have a bad time, it's just not what I gravitate towards usually. So I was very pleasantly surprised at the whole experience, including the dance I did at the end in victory.
So what had you sitting down at Battle for Hoth? Just the prospect of beating Mr. Levine, or were you really interested in
He
trying
suggested it.
Okay. He thought he was going to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a fool.
Which side did you play?
I was the Rebel Alliance.
All right.
Was there any thorns? Call them out.
So I enjoyed playing Tea Garden I had a very thorny time learning to play Tea Garden based on the rule book. If there are how to plays out there, I would have watched a video if I was not here, but I was, so we had to learn together, and that was a thorn.
I'm trying to. There's a lot of games with Tea Garden. Which one is this? There's
Pink. It's a pink.
Who's the publisher?
It's at the Capstone.
Oh, that Tea Garden. Got it.
So I enjoyed. So 60% of the way into the game, I realized I actually liked the game and would like to play it again.
Okay.
Okay. It took that long.
It took that long,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I would have stuck with it if I wasn't here with a group who was like, we're gonna do this, which is not a good experience, I think, in general for a first-time play. But so many people had said it was good, so I was like, nope, we're gonna figure it out. So the rule book is a thorn.
That is hard when you're at a convention.
And I'm sure there are people out there who have done delightful how to plays. Make sure you watch one if you haven't played it yet.
Or put up the teacher wanted, please
Or teacher wanted,
sign
yes.
when you're,
yes,
you're learning
which
it here.
We didn't. We were all professionals. We could do it ourselves. We could not.
I've got a couple of positive games to talk about. The first, I was pretty sure I was going to like. This is one that going into Spiel at the end of last year, a lot of people were talking about. It's called Orloj or Orloj, if you really want to get check
It's the
about
biggest small game I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
So many pieces for a small area.
Yes.
I don't want to set that game up. It looks terrible to
It's
set
a
up.
lot of pieces and a lot of resetting up when it's time to get it all set up again.
Can we pause so people can open their bags?
I thought it'd be a lot quieter.
It's funny because I can't actually hear it, so you're good. Go open away, crinkle away, Joey.
It's open now.
This is based on a Prague astronomical clock. So there's a lot of timing required in this game. It has a system where you can. It's got a lot of rondelles. If you like rondelles, you're gonna like.
Is it
Orloj.
rondelles inside of rondelles?
It is like almost literally.
I'm in.
You move your basic action is that you're moving a little arm that's going to give you two things you get to do, but you can break the gears of your clock to move farther or turn one of the inner gears the other direction to sort of change up the combination of actions, which we did all the time. You're constantly breaking your gears, and then there's mechanisms for fixing them, and a lot of moving pieces, which is usually something I say metaphorically, but this is literal with all of this stuff as you're trying to score majorities and get goals faster than others, and make sure that you have a method for repairing those gears to your clock so that you can get things set up again. I thought I was going to like it. I did like it. That's a rose for me. Orloj, the Prague astronomical clock.
Did you spell it for our listeners?
Orloj.
There we go. All right.
Orloj is what we United Statesians keep saying.
Oh, no. We pronounce things correctly all the time. Continue.
Yes. So one of the fun things about browsing the library is that you'll find things you didn't know existed. I came across a whole shelf of Freedom and Freeze games.
I'm sorry.
A designer I really enjoy, and so I'm always excited to see what's there and what people have in a library like this. And there was a title I had not played, and I took it out. It came out in 2020. It's called Feierabend, or Finishing Time. This is a game about managing a work staff. It's all about what the employees at this business do after work or on the weekends, basically. And it's a worker placement game. You've got all these people in your factory, and you're sending them on leisure time. And so you can send them fishing or running, which is going to earn them. The currency of the game is stress or relaxation. And there's a point at which you are now stressed and you are now relaxed. But every time you send all your workers out, you then have to send them all back to work, which, depending on how many working hours they have in a week, produces a lot of stress. And so you work your way up this relaxation track, and then they're all in the red again.
That sounds terrible. That's like a theming. Who wants that theme?
It's a great time. It's an engine builder, but with people.
You guys heard it here.
You can also collect these, they call them strike tokens, where you can then improve the conditions of the workplace. So, fewer working hours, better quality of pay, better pay, period. More vacation time. You start out with no vacation weeks, but then once you strike to do that, you spend these tokens to get vacation. You can then send your workers away from the system for a week or two at a time, and then you don't have to pay for them when they come back as far as their stress goes. And you try and maneuver your way to getting 40 relaxation, and that triggers the end of the game. It was different. It was, a lot of Freedom and Freeze games are unusual.
You're fighting to get the most relaxed.
Yeah, you're working real hard to be as relaxed as possible.
The American way.
You can go on blind dates, so that now you have a partner meeple that can go on to, you can go to the amusement park with your partner, and that gets you extra bonuses. You can go away for the weekend with them. You can take them on vacation, which costs double but gets you double the benefits. It's a fun time. Feierabend, which is a confusing German word to spell out. You can look up finishing time. That was a hula hoop for me.
Where in the rankings was your 100th gameplay of Merchant of Venus?
I mean, I didn't want to harp on it, but I did play my
I was going to bring it up.
100th
She had it.
game of Merchant of
I took a
Venus this
picture.
week. Yes. See how happy I am?
So happy.
My favorite game of all
Really
time.
happy.
My number one still, spoilers. I had a great time, and I won just barely with my 100th game. The next guy was going to win on his next turn, and I managed to steal it from him.
I will tell you this, if you're listening and thinking, wow, Eric has only played his favorite game 100 times. 100 is a lot. And we were talking about this, that if you think you've played your favorite games hundreds of times, you probably haven't. I'm not counting Board Game Arena. But people think they've played games more than they have.
Yeah.
Who was telling us that Vernon was telling us that he kept track of all the times his family played games, and he would ask kids, how many times do you think we played this? And they would guess 40, 50.
Yeah.
And he would be
half
like,
that.
it's
12.
20.
Yeah.
And that really is the case of things. You don't play games. So 100 is
why
a lot.
don't-
We
why
applaud
don't you count Board Game Arena?
No. I'm just saying because on Board Game Arena, you can just blow through games.
Okay.
So there you can play hundreds of games.
Yes.
So if someone says that, then yes, I believe them. But if someone says, I played this game 700 times in real
Okay.
life, I doubt that. And if they have kept track and have played it 700 times, I just back out of the room anyway
Fair enough.
for other reasons.
All right, Tom, how about you?
All right, I got 2 games. Fathom is my, what's the one you knew was good? Rose.
Yeah.
Sorry. Fathom is a game about doing deep sea pinging, and you're finding stuff under the water. It sounds really cool. It's just putting stuff on a board and making patterns with it. But you do so in a really fun way. You're moving a ship around, and then you have a little submersible that moves out of your ship and goes around, and you might find a treasure, you might find an alien ship or something, but you're mostly finding fish and crustaceans and a lot of things I can't pronounce. I'm not kidding. Like there was a lot of words there. I know that.
Anemones.
I played Sanibel with you. I know.
I have a thorn in my game of Santa. Anyway, but I like the way you got the stuff on your board. So everyone starts with a bag, and I was like, oh, it's a bag building game. It's not. You have a bunch of colored tokens of your bag. You pull some out, and you can put them on your board, but then you pass your bags around the table, so you're getting different colors, and you're trying to match colors. You put colors on a sonar board that you're kind of pinging and pulling back off. It's just the way you build patterns. It's that same old build pattern stuff, but the way you do it is fun. And there's 4 little boxes in the game, modules, that add different ways to score, and you can just pick one of them and play with it. And each one comes with reference cards,
All right.
which is nice. Of course, only 2, because apparently they believe in sharing reference cards.
I know.
This is
I know.
your current hill to die on.
I hate it.
know.
No one is opposed to me on this. If
No.
I'm like, does anyone here wish that people put less reference cards in games? No one's like me. I'm on board that train. It's like daylight savings time. Anyway, let's continue.
Did
All
you
right.
bring the soapbox for him?
It's about back.
The other
Okay.
game is the hula hoop, and this is a game called Shapely, which if you just heard the name of it, you would not know what it was about per se. It's about shapes. What was that sound effect?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It sounds better when I'm on the microphone.
What a pig. All right. So Shapely is a game where you get a bunch of these little yellow shapes that remind me, just when I looked at them, of the shapes of perfection back in the days that you plugged in the
Yes.
holes. And you have 4 of them, and they're magnetic, and you get to put them on a little magnetic board. and then you get a word, and you have to make like bat or cow or tree out of these shapes. You could use 1 to 4 of your shapes, and so you do it as fast as you can, and then you put your token on the board, then in a turn order, and then you take all the cards, shuffle them, add 2 more cards, put them face up,
Yep.
and then I show my picture to everybody, and everyone has to guess what that is. The more people who guess it, the more points I get, and you get a point if you get it correctly. But once people have guessed mine, bat or incorrectly, then the next person goes, there's now 7 choices rather than 8 to pick from. So if you're last, let's say it's a 6-player game, you're last, there's only 3 choices to pick from rather than 8. So our chance of getting your terrible drawing or terrible little thing is higher.
Okay.
People still get it wrong because it's hard to make a bat with 3 weird shapes.
Okay.
And it's I like that. I like the idea of it. Now the game looks a little like it's sold at, Michael's or not Michael's, TJ Maxx. It has that, education look, but I thought it was a pretty fun game. It's from R&R, and it's very enjoyable.
Nice.
Have you played Glyphics? Another party game similar to that, where you're
Yes.
making shapes out of other weird shapes?
This one I liked because I liked the idea of if I finish first, I'll take the first spot, which gives you 2 extra points, which is great. But also then people are picking your word out of
A lot more
choices. So that's kind of a neat thing. So I might not even pick that one. I might say I want people to go 4th. Also, every round you lose a shape. So you're down to 3 shapes. There's only 3 rounds. And then down to 2 shapes in your final round. But one of the spots you can go to will give you an extra shape. Or even an extra card. So next round I get 2 cards and I pick which one I'm going to do.
Interesting. Sounds like more strategy than...
It was. I thought it was a pretty neat game from R&R Games. So that's Shapely.
Very cool.
Nice.
Let's move on to something a little more horrific, shall we?
Yes.
Gather round, children. In March 2017, my brother Tom and I met at my parents' farm for a family get-together. We live a few hours apart, and the farm sits at a convenient midpoint between our homes. It's where we celebrate special events and spend time together. Over the years, it's also become our main chance to play board games together. That weekend, we stuck mostly to lighter games: Catan, Flashpoint Fire Rescue, and Hanabi. My wife doesn't jump into every game, but she has a few favorites she'll join in and play. She has an uncanny talent for optimization, and in most games we play together, she wins. At the time, her favorite was the jewel-themed engine builder, Splendor, which she never lost. I don't remember every detail of that particular game, but I do remember the ending. We sat around the table, Tom, myself, my sister-in-law, and my wife. Like any normal session of Splendor, we built up our tableaus, collected gems, and inched toward the 15 prestige points needed to trigger the end. As the game tightened, each of us was just a move or 2 away from victory. Then it was my wife's turn. She played her turn, which awarded her a noble, and calmly announced, "I have 15 points, so I trigger the end of the game." A collective groan circled the table. I was so close," I said. She had won. Again. After hearing that she had finished her turn, Tom, who was sitting next to her, excitedly threw down gems and grabbed a card. He announced that not only had he also reached the point total, but he had 16 prestige points. In Splendor, if multiple people reach the goal, the higher point total wins. That meant Tom had done the unthinkable. He barely won, finishing just ahead of my wife. For the rest of that weekend, and still to this day, Tom has refused to play Splendor again. The story resurfaces a few times each year during our gaming sessions. That shining moment of his greatest triumph, the one and only time he defeated my wife at her favorite game. But in honor of Tom's 40th birthday, I feel compelled to reveal that this story has a much darker, secret narrative. Later that night, a few hours after the game of Splendor, my wife quietly approached me with 2 sinister questions. "Hey, in Splendor, once someone reaches 15 points, we finish the round, right?" "Yes," I said. "Everyone gets the same number of turns." She paused. "Didn't Tom start the game?" I stopped and stared at her as the truth dawned on me. A truth that has quietly consumed me until now. Yes, I said. That means Tom wouldn't have gotten another turn. You won.
Have you ever had this happen where you realize something later on?
I mean, this happened with my wife realizing she had won. We talked about this on the cruise, I think, last year, where I gleefully announced that I had beat her by like 2 points. And then she went, oh, and lifted up her arm, and she had 4 points worth of bonus underneath.
You
and she's
have
like,
told that story, and it's still good.
by the
It's
way,
still good.
I beat you by 2, and then I had to, well, not laugh anymore.
I will say, though, that when a person comes, there are a few people who are, they cannot lose, unless maybe it's the Battle of Hoth. But let's say they come to you later on, several hours later, and go, we didn't do this, this, and this, and I would have won. I'm like, too late.
Yeah.
The
Right,
books have been
that's
written.
that's already happened.
It has been sealed, and thus evermore will be. You
need
lost.
to submit your challenge before the results have been posted.
I'm sorry. We cannot go back in time.
It's happened, but I will say, for me, it's the other part of it. 2 summers ago, I played cribbage against my dad, beat him, played it against my mom, beat her, and I have not played them in cribbage ever again because that's it. I've won both. It's the first time I've ever beat either of them.
Right.
And I did it back to back, and I can't. That's it.
Well, I've won this game.
That's my apex. I've pinnacled. There is no higher point. It's only downhill from here. So, and my mother's a little annoyed about that.
Oh no, I understand. It's
Just
Merchants of Venus. Eric's played 100 games, but he is 0-1 against me, and I've retired.
Nice.
It does irk me just a little
And
bit.
it wasn't. I also want to be clear. It was not a close game either.
It was not. You destroyed me. I looked so forward to that day. It was at Total Con many years ago, and yeah, I was
Total Con, that's right.
going to play Tom at Merchant of Venus. I was going to teach it to him, and we went through it, but we only had so much time, so I think we were playing a shortened game just to make sure we got all the rules down and he could get a flavor.
But every time I moved, I would move and be like, "Ooh, is this good?" And Eric's like, "That's amazing."
That's amazing. He
Yes.
kept discovering every relic in the game and all of these special things that broke all the rules in Tom's favor, and yes, he destroyed me and has retired. My wife does this too.
And
She'll
I
be
was
like,
somewhere in the building, but had no idea that was happening.
know.
Yeah.
If only
only.
you learned. Yeah, Steph will say, I beat you. I won that game already, and I don't need to play it again. And I'm like, but
Once you win,
I
it's
need
done.
retribution. I need to play this again. No, I won already. I don't need to play
But conversely, when I play with Jennifer, who's one of my best friends, the deal is we keep playing until both of us have won at least once. That's
Okay.
the deal.
Okay.
So we play a game. If somebody doesn't like it, too bad. We're still going to play it until the other person.
Oh, there'd be
has-
some games I'd still be playing.
Yeah. No. if they want to. If like
Right,
somebody
yeah.
wants to.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Man, I'd be like, "Oh, please let me
You
win."
both can't leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we're going to close this show with hopefully maybe a little bit longer with questions from our audience here, which we will repeat so that
Well,
those
yes, we
listening
also
can
have
hear.
a microphone that you can step right up to the mic.
What?
So that
I did
you
not
can
know that was
be-
a thing.
Another microphone? Yes.
I didn't even
Technology.
see it.
So
we're-
sort of like
we're very
this is like
high-tech.
this is like the town hall meeting when you go see the Board of Education.
But not as, I don't want to be as tense as those meetings, okay?
no.
What did you do?
So if you do have a question, you can come up and ask it here in the front. And now begins the time where we all stare at each other.
Way to
and see if anybody
discourage
wants to.
people
I
from
know.
doing it that come up and step up and ask a question. Yeah, come on up. Break the ice here.
Hi there, Adam from the UK.
Hello.
I'm sure between the three of you, you've opened a lot of games, and I wondered if you've ever had any disasters when opening a game. The reason I think about this is the combination between the game and a knife is usually used. You know, it's cellophane, we call it cellophane in the UK, shrink wrap.
Shrink wrap. Yeah.
And the decks of cards where you're sliding the knife in the side and opening it. Just as a couple of examples.
Never.
Yeah, like, was there any components that accidentally got thrown away, and a friend of mine ended up in hospital because he sliced his hand?
No.
I mean, there's your two extremes. I just wondered, in all the time that you've had games, has there been any disasters?
Several times coming from, so S and punching my games to try to consolidate space to fit as many games as possible, I have absolutely lost tokens. I think that's the biggest. I haven't opened anything and it's been completely a train wreck. And then as a publisher, hearing about people opening a game, I think that's the bigger thing for me is I've heard the worst case scenarios of, well, I bought your game and it looked like this on the inside, and you're really sad for that person and you replace it, but also terrified that you're going to get 15 more people saying the same thing, which thankfully, no. But yes, that's for me a bigger deal.
I bought a copy of High Clue. It's a word game, party game. Really fun one, and I was very excited to get a physical copy of it. I got it at a friendly local gaming store. Got it home, opened it up, and it was moldy on the inside.
But that wasn't your fault.
It wasn't my fault.
Or was it?
I don't think so.
Yes,
I opened it right away. And so the box, and all the tiles were okay. It was just the box that was a problem. So I think I, disinfected the tiles for a while and then put it in a bag. So it's in a bag now.
Okay, well, this could go on for a really long time, so I'll be short. I'm about to review a game next week that I'm going to give a 1 to, which I haven't done for a while, and I'm going to murder this game so much.
Ooh.
But the game, the game involves water for no reason. It turns water into steam as a fun thing. And
In a game?
And you gave it a 1?
Because I'm still mad. I don't have time. It's a rule book. No one even knows if anyone in the world has played this game correctly. Anyway, the water got onto some of the cards that then stuck together. And so that was
so
bad.
it's a game that has. Yeah. Okay. No.
Yeah, there's
I'll walk
more
back.
to it. Yeah, it's really terrible.
All right.
But I have cut myself once or twice. People in the internet are like, "You're going to cut yourself," once or twice. But the main thing I think is the pack of cards. That happens to me often, where I'm trying to get it off, and I'm trying not to use my teeth to be a gentleman, and then you just give up, and then you can't, and then you crack it, and you can't, and there's no way it doesn't come apart. It's it's perfectly. So then you're like, okay, just a little knife. I'll be real careful, and then it cuts the card side.
Some light knife work. It's fine.
And then it cuts the card, and then you're like, it was like that when I opened this to the other people at the table, and they know that you're lying.
Yep. And now you're sleeving that copy of the game.
Yeah, but I've also, and like you said, way back in the day, I remember buying a Ravensburger game that had a bunch of punch-outs of animals.
Yeah.
It was a castle, Ghost in the Castle or something like that. And I punched them all out and then threw the things away. And then the game said, hey, when you finish collecting these animals off the board, kids, put them into punch-outs. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Do we still have did recycling come yet? Yeah, it had already
course
come
it
and it was gone. And so
Yeah.
nowadays, when I don't open games much, I have children to do that. And I make them, when they do it, though, I'm like, you hold that thing up to the light and look through it
Yes.
to see, have you punched out at everything?
Indeed. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Just a quick comment. The Merchant of Venice one, maybe because it was a shortened game with Tom, it didn't really count.
Nope.
Yeah, it's an asterisk. I think.
Nope.
I think you might even call that a massive asterisk.
If that's true, then you've only played 99 times.
Nope, I gotta count it.
Starting fights.
I gotta
Starting
count
fights.
All right, any other questions? Hey, come on up.
Come on up.
All right. Hi, I'm Princeton. I just had a silly question. Is if you had to choose a board game to help you escape out of jail, what would you choose?
So this game that turns water into steam here.
So many ways to go with that.
Game to help me escape out of jail.
Is not one that we're smug. It's not like the Monopoly boards where you smuggle in a nail file.
Well, my first thought would be the gold-plated Monopoly because I could just buy my way out.
Yep. That's the practical answer. I'm going to go with 1 a.m. jailbreak.
Yeah, there you go. That's at least for.
It's in the name. I could just be like, sorry,
For
no.
strategy, you'd never get that one in. It wouldn't make it past security.
Right.
What game comes with a full-size shovel?
What do you think people are in prison these days where a shovel would
in
help?
An old-timey
And the
prison.
the black and white striped
And they got the
clothes,
chain and the
pajamas.
big ball. Yeah. What game?
Well,
would
good
be-
job by asking us a question that's never been asked before, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
That was solid.
Does any game come with like a knife in it? I don't think that's allowed.
Nope.
Nope. Maybe a sharp plastic piece. How about, is there a mini with a sword that I could just whittle my way
Maybe
through something?
TI-4. I could use the ships strategically as weapons
As like
against the
caltrops,
guards.
and just throw them.
You can tell that we're hardened prisoners. We know the ins and outs of
We've
prison.
been in the joint.
I'm trying to think of like RPGs that are about jailbreaks, which I know there are several, so that you at least could strategize using it. But I'm trying to remember what.
What has a really big, chunky first player marker? You could use it as a large, heavy object.
El Grande, the old one?
Yeah. What's Suburbia has a big old chunky first player marker, doesn't it?
You could just throw the box of Suburbia at the person at
There
that
you
point.
go. Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven, done. Gloomhaven is it.
All right. Any other questions? Ask us something, or we'll be forced to ask each other questions, which is weird because we don't have anything prepared. I told you guys to think at the beginning of the episode. No? All right.
Yes.
All right, come on up.
1, then 2.
Hey guys.
Hi.
So my question's about expansion sets and rules, because games that have a lot of expansions, like Cosmic Encounter, for example, we're looking up, text or whatever, and we got 8 or 9 different pamphlets and rules, and we can never figure out where that rule for that one thing is, and it gets really complicated. And I remember the old Eon version with the 9th expansion came out with a comprehensive rule book with everything in it. And I've kind of wanted people to do that more, especially games that have a lot of expansions. So that way you have one place to look, one rule book, especially when you get to like 5 or 10 of them. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't like your example. But it's a weird concept, right? You can speak to this from a publisher perspective, right? But it's a weird concept because if you put that full rule book in an expansion, that ticks people off who then feel like you have to buy that expansion to get the rules for
rule book, yeah.
everything else. If you sell it separately, nobody will complain. I'm kidding. They'll all complain about that too. I would just say put it on the internet as a living document. I used to do that for Carcassonne because Carcassonne has had an expansion or two, and they would put it all in this one giant document. And I could print it out, or nowadays just look it up on the thing. This is, again, I think I was talking to some people at the booth today, a really wonderful use of AI is to throw all these rules into one of the AI systems, and then you can ask it the question, and it finds it for you. It's fantastic.
I will say, so having it as a living document is something that is, so as a publisher, you need to have, a graphic designer who has time to do that and have the same, because you're also playing based off of older things. So I think it's a paying attention to as, edge cases, and you're giving making an FAQ, having that in the back of it's a lot of ongoing maintenance, which I think is good. It's whether or not the company has somebody who has the dedicated time to do it. So I think genuinely it's more about it usually comes down to the graphic designer also being somebody who's like scouring BGG, like looking for those things. And then when things come in, like an expansion, having the mindset to say, okay, I need a dedicated time to make it more of if not a living document, re-upping it to a BGG or something for a downloadable. Because if not, it's very unlikely for somebody to pay money for just a rule book. And the cost of paper and binding is it's expensive. So you're not doing it alone. You're doing it and you're waiting for when you make the epic box of all the things.
That's usually when you see it, the big box edition.
Or you do it as a digital. That's the real, money-wise. Otherwise, nobody's going to do it because it doesn't fiscally help them.
I'm sort of torn by the promise of a living document like that if you don't have a physical rule book, you can update it and make sure it fits with all the expansions and that it's a full reference document. But if there are a couple games that I've run into recently that don't have a physical rule book, you open it up, it's got a QR code, so scan this thing.
Boo, boo,
and I'm super
boo.
annoyed.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, I want to have a real thing that I can look at.
And that's the other tension is, are you a, never digital, all digital. Like for a board game, there's a lot. Most people for a board game, you want a lot of physical. You want the physical components. You want to play the game. So there's also that built-in tension where people are going to say that's not good enough. I want a physical copy, and why can't I print it out? And
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yeah, but what you said is different. You said no rule book
There's
at
no
all.
rule book at
Boo
all,
to
yeah.
that. And if you do
Right.
that, I'm automatically dropping your score by 2
That's
points.
100% fair.
But they say, but we can update it. See how easy that is.
You're
So
cheap.
it's a great idea. It's one that I think people don't do as much because the amount of mental load to remember and have the ongoing is they're more interested in making the next thing.
Trading
the
card
new
games
shiny.
do it though.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Like we just got the newest one. Well, I forget what it's called. The one based on that popular video game, which I also forgot. Anyway, we just got one, and I was like, oh, "Where's the rule book?" The rule book was very sparse and barely said anything. And we went online, and there was a 700-page rule book, and I was like, "Oh, that's where the rule book is."
There we
Right.
go.
And then, but Warlord, they just re-released that and didn't even have a rule book or a QR code. You're just supposed to
You just
know.
have to figure it out.
Intuit.
You would go to their website, and there
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
Oh, okay. But they didn't tell you to go to the website either?
It's on the box, so I assume that there's no rules. I guess I'll go to the website, print it on the box.
If you can't figure it out, you don't deserve
Look.
to play this
Okay.
game.
Okay, so they didn't say for the rules go
They
to
did
the-
not. But also, no one's buying it except people who already know how to play.
Fair.
Because they made
Okay.
it look exactly like the way it was in the 90s, just in case.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
While you're coming up, I do want to say to BGG, I would love if we could get like some verification way when someone asks a question on a forum that the answerer is from the company or the designer
Is
and
a
not just some random
legitimate-
guy who's like, I'm pretty sure it's this.
Quick story.
Yeah.
Our first game at Greenbrier Games was the Apocalypse.
Yes.
And there was, I don't remember his name, a Paul. I've blocked him out of memory, but he would answer questions about that game, and then I would come in and say, no, that's not accurate. This is the answer, and he'd say, I'm pretty sure you're wrong. And I'd say, I designed the game, sir. I know I'm
That's
not.
amazing.
And multiple times. He and I had a epic, he was my arch nemesis for a while. So yes,
Wow. I
Yep.
like it.
It was Eric.
it was
The whole time.
All right, what's the next question?
So I wanted to ask, when developing a game, A, do you have any advice on how to source art for a game that has a lot of art in it? And B, would you advise against demoing a themed game without art?
okay, there's a lot of if-thens for that. But so if you're doing it to show a publisher for them to pick it up and publish it, or are you talking about directly selling it? Where are you in the process?
Looking for someone to pick it up and publish it. That's kind of
Cool. I think it's fine I know there's a lot of, in the board game industry, being down on AI, outsourcing to AI. If you're doing it you're selling it knowing that the publisher is going to do the art, you're not doing it for profit, so anything is an open license at that point. So clip art, fan art, as long as you know that's not art being used direct for sale to make money. I think it's all copacetic. You're mostly, and yes, I think it's nice to have a little bit to show the theme if you're trying to show a theme, but also if you're selling it to a board game company, they should have the bandwidth to look at even something that is this and get the vision based on the gameplay. The more you do, obviously, the easier it is for that lift. But I wouldn't kill yourself trying to find tons. I know a couple, like Richard Lanius likes to make a super pretty,
He really does.
super pretty prototype and spends all the time. But also, I mean, he's Richard Lanius, he can do whatever he wants. I don't know if you really need that much. I think I've seen most games that I've seen are pretty basic. It's clip art. It's not super pretty and involved, and I can see the vision. That's my job. I've seen ones that have been super pretty, and sometimes it does the opposite effect. Not always, but sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, I see that you wanted this theme, and it's very thematic. Sometimes I think, okay, you spent all this time on this. How close are you to this where I'm going to be afraid that you're going to push back a lot on me making adjustments?
Yeah, you can almost force people into, if you put too much work into it,
Right.
It almost locks it into that
Right.
version of the game. And,
which is not
yeah.
to say, like, if you're making a game, I've seen games that were about, well, Alphas was a trucking game that they turned into ley lines, which is about being little fairies in the woods, and it's a pickup and delivery, but it's thematically two completely different aesthetics, and that's what they decided to do with it. So it might stay exactly the same. It might change based on what what a publisher thinks is going to give it the best chance to do well in the market, which may not be the same thing that you had the vision for. So really the question is, how far do you want to go? How attached do you want to be to it? And what are your lines for if somebody says, I want to change it to this, what are your hard lines of being like, no, thanks, I'll just take it back, or sure, go ahead, that sounds great, is I think a bigger question of than taking all. So the more time and care you take on art, I think the more you're going to be attached to that too. So I don't know if that answered your question. It was meandering, but hopefully it's helpful.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I've got a two-part question for you. So first, whether it's how much you enjoy a game itself or how pretty it is, what is it about a deluxe or collector's edition that makes you want to buy that copy? And second part of that is, do you have a favorite collector's or special edition of a board game?
Well, I mean, I want a game. So I like the pretty pieces as much as anybody else. I want a game that's
so
shiny and nice. I like the chunky pieces. But the biggest difference between a deluxe I like and I don't like is ease of setup. And the biggest example of that is Bezier Games, from the deluxe Suburbia to deluxe Castle Mad King Ludwig. Suburbia is so hard to set up from that I just gave up and got rid of it. It was just a pain. While Castle Mad King Ludwig, it just boom, 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 boom. The new Puerto Rico is really easy to set up. Also, that's my favorite one currently. I really like that deluxe
Foundations of Rome.
one. Well, I would have said Foundations of Rome, but Foundations of Rome was that only for a while, so
Yeah.
it is the game. But yes, if we're counting that with Foundation Metropolis and Foundations of Rome.
I think there's a sense of, with these special editions too, that they become like heirloom. That's a word that gets thrown around. It's a marketing term a lot. It's an heirloom edition. But it feels like this is the version of the game that's going to last. This is going to be around. I'm going to give this to my children, and they're going to enjoy it.
Don't worry, I guarantee you they'll make an expansion that won't fit in a year later.
No, they don't.
But I agree. It's ease of use. So for me, a lot of it is like when you get a player mat versus like your basic mat. That to me is a litmus of, does it make the gameplay easier and set up and break down, and during gameplay it becomes more intuitive. Like that's a big thing for me versus for deluxe versus
It's
basic.
not just shinier, it's improved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have time for one more?
One more.
After a lifetime of playing games, is there a mechanic or a genre that it's kind of fallen out of favor that you'd like to see kind of come back? And then looking at the current situation, is there a genre or mechanic that kind of like run its course and maybe you'd like to see less of?
That answer is going to change from year to year. Like right now, I'm well over the next trick-taking game. Goodness, there's hundreds of them. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just tired of seeing.
Whereas a couple
trick-taking
years ago it
games.
was roll and rights.
Yes.
Yeah, I
So-
can see that.
So it's never.
Yeah,
a
it's
fixed
never.
thing.
So like, would I like to see something come back? I wouldn't mind seeing more area control games. I don't think we see as many of those nowadays. Or I'm kind of mid-weight dudes on a map, monsters on a map type thing, Axis and Allies, that sort of thing. There's not many of those that come out anymore.
You used to say I Split, You Choose was one that was underutilized, but I think I've seen more games doing that.
Yeah.
Peak Team has a cool I Split and give away everything.
No, that's terrible.
Oh, okay. Mechanism, but I've seen
That's
more
not
people using
I Split, You Choose.
it. It isn't. But it's splitting.
Oh, so's
I think
chopping
there should
wood.
be some more splitting.
So's chopping wood.
He's just looking to argue is what's going on.
So sassy. So sassy.
You're not tired of a genre?
Am I tired
Say
of a
zombies.
genre? No, I'm not tired of zombies. I'm never going to be tired of zombies. I was tired of zombies before I even started zombies.
I think zombies, though, that we used to complain there was too many zombies, that has definitely died down recently.
Yes.
There are far fewer
That was
zombies than there
theme,
used to
though.
be.
That wasn't really mechanism. But yes. Zombies were so hot for a while.
Hot zombies?
Yeah.
There was a game, yes.
Oh, no.
What a way to end here.
I know.
All righty. Well, thank you all. Thank you for the live audience who came. We appreciate that. Thank you to those of you who are listening and or watching. We're live at Dice Tower West. We are at the halfway point, slightly over the halfway point, but there's still much more coming. That's it. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Julie Ahern.
And I'm Eric Sumerrer.
I like how you pointed that. And we will see you at the table.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. At the Table is produced by Tom, Julie, and Eric with assistance from the team at Dice Tower Studios. You can find us online on Facebook or on Board Game Geek in the Dice Tower Guild. Promotional consideration has been provided by publishers in the form of review copies of games. Dave Culling arranged our theme based on themes by Timothy Pinkham, and asking Mr. Garcia to talk like Chris and Wendy is brought to you by Speak Yeezy. Until next time, from all of us at the table, have fun gaming. Did you hear the gasp when that?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Just when I think you can't sink lower on these puns.
That was a stretch.
No, that wasn't even a stretch. It's just,
It
I'm
was
so
worth
sad.
the journey.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We have live videos that go up each week, from live Q&As to videos where we take a look at the newest stuff on Kickstarter, crowd surfing, to top 10 lists and more. There's lots of stuff on this channel. We encourage you to explore it. You can find out more at our website, dicetower.com. I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower.